I thought we said no eating. What's going on?
Mm. We're waiting for you, Femi. We're waiting for you to finish your appraisal.
Yeah.
By the sounds of it, you're not working hard enough, Femi. That's the
No,
gist. That's all I got from it.
in fact, I've been working too hard. Like I've been up since like 6 a.m. to make sure that I had time for this. Like I have like this whole whiteboard that's like all the colors are just different parts of my life that I want to be, and there's a lot of checks. So I'm working. I'm working hard.
It's a productive day.
Oh yeah, by the end of today, I should. Where does she go? I can't remember.
I might have to get myself a whiteboard. I mean, my life doesn't really determine. I don't feel like I need a whiteboard in my life. It's pretty simple: eat, sleep, work a little bit here and there. But I might get one to make myself feel better.
The whiteboard, like I won't lie, has been very like there's like 80% of the time I completely ignore its existence, but then there's like that one day I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna write something down. Does it actually do anything sometimes? No, but today it's been working wonders. So we'll see if it keeps going. And Jess,
in fairness, I did write a to-do list for myself this morning because I thought there's so many little things I need to do today. I'm going on holiday tomorrow, so when you have to do lots of little things. I'm not talking about like life goals. I'm like buy sun cream, buy hairspray, that sort of stuff. I'm not talking about like change the world.
No goal is too small.
Yeah. So pick up dry cleaning, that sort of stuff. So but I achieved all of those goals today.
Hey,
that's good.
Yeah. So small wins. What is it you do, Femi?
Software developer. It's
nice.
It's the worst. No. It pays bills, but like I need to be more consistent with this football thing so I can just use it to pay my parents' bills. That's all I'm looking for.
That's nice.
That's
nice. Well, yeah. So what about you, Laura? What do you do?
I do business development at John Lewis.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Same thing though, Femi. Like this is a corporate job that I mean, if the building burnt down tomorrow, I wouldn't give a shit.
I love John Lewis though. I really enjoy John Lewis.
Then buy some more stuff from John Lewis, please. We're going out of business.
Oh, are you? I do.
Or a place.
I like the direction. John Lewis is like
it's like Macy's. It's like Macy's.
Yeah, like Macy's. Okay. But it's probably not as cool as Macy's, is it? But but there is, yeah. But like the menswear department's got a little bit cooler over the past few years, I've noticed.
It's like a British institution.
When I went to London, I saw like a place called, is it TK Maxx?
TK Maxx, yeah.
Max.
Yeah, we had TJ. So I was like, where's this new letter coming from?
Yeah.
It's called what's it called in Ireland? It's got a different name.
Oh really? Trey Max. Trey. No, bad joke, sorry.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I should put myself on the other side because me and Laura both have on green. There's like a lot of green.
Hold on, let me go get my black. No worries.
Mine's a little. Did you have this character as a child, Jess? Is this just
what is British
thing?
Can I run upstairs and get my black shirt so we're color coded?
Fine. And while you're gone, I'll run the intro because we need to talk about football. We're going all around the houses, but I know I was kind of back for a second, so let's do this. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Cannon Club. Femi is getting his black shirt because me and Laura both have on green, and then that's going to be the black shirt side on the other side. I mean, listen, we're going to even things out. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Tomiyasu and Ben White. Oh my goodness.
That was like the voice, on the voice when they spin their chair and they come around.
We're going to talk about Tomiyasu and Ben White's new deals a little bit. Timber's also available after international break. Is Zinchenko being disrespected? I have thoughts. And then we're going to talk about the striker conversation. Obviously, Arsenal fans are desperate for a striker. It'd be so funny if we went through the summer transfer window and didn't get one again, because I'd be so Arsenal, but we'll talk about that. Kimmich links, and then towards the end, we're going to predict the last 10 games. We're going to have them recorded and everything so that we can see who got the closest. And maybe somebody will win a prize. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Maybe bragging rights. Who knows? Who knows? But let's get into the mess. How is everyone?
I'm good, thank you. Hope you guys are all well. Thanks for having me again.
I don't like how Harry is like copying my black aesthetic going on right now. It's very.
You literally just changed to be in his aesthetic.
But I'm good. Good day.
Boo boo aesthetic.
Where'd you get boo boo from? What's that?
I need to know what this is on your head.
Oh, it's a wave cap, but like I don't have waves. I don't know. I like the aesthetic. My sister got it for me as a joke, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep wearing it, and I like it. I wear it to the gym. I wear it and then there's one TikToker who be using it all the time. I'm like, yeah, I like that. I like that. So I'm gonna just keep doing it.
On my screen, it's backwards though, so it looks like oob oob.
Oob, oob. Yeah. Or like 008, 008, like the helpline.
Yeah, 008.
Call that number. Something's gonna happen.
I'm coining something for Anthony actually. The 008. Yeah, I like it.
Oh my goodness. Can I tell you guys, like, honestly, like, whenever we do like have games where our rivals play against each other, it kind of feels like a win-win because no matter what, the hate watch is successful. But I was not happy that Man United went through. I don't know. Am I short-sighted there a little bit? Because I just hate when they're even just like a slight bit happy.
Yes. No. I will take United being happy if it's just another chink of like Klopp not being happy. Like I think like for this to be his last season, yes, I would go home with literally just the Carabao. Oh yes. I'll take that. I'll take it.
Klopp was salty too. He was so salty.
Mikel did it first.
Klopp is salty as hell, and as the years have went on in his Liverpool career, he's got saltier. Like the past couple of years, he's been super touchy. It's almost like Arsene Wenger had that towards the end of his career. It's like a form of Wengeritis. You just become in the job for too long and you become a little bit aggy and people don't ask you questions the same way as they used to and they start to disrespect you a little bit and you can feel that. And Klopp's had that for the past couple of years. So I wanted them to win just for the extra games, simply just so they have some more minutes to play. But then part of me is kind of happy Man United went through because it looks like they get through to the final and then most probably lose the final against Man City. So that also kind of makes me happy.
But yeah, Coventry have the opportunity to do the funniest thing.
Yeah, they do.
Coventry.
They're not going to do that, are they?
Nah, they even said it. They were like, oh yeah, like if we got City, then like, yeah, I'd be like shivering. But like, it's United. I was like, y'all said that?
Disrespect.
So disrespectful. But at the same time, I'm with the vibes. Like, let's do it on the pitch. Let's actually do it on the pitch. Because I don't know. I cannot stand them. And like, as soon as they win like a game, they start with in our worst ever season, we're this and that. Oh, well, this player is better than this player. It's like, you guys, you've been shit all season. Like, for 5 seconds. Like, be honest. You were better last season. You're in 6th. And you know what? They'll still find a way to make it into the top 4 for Champions League spots.
Top 5, right? It looks like it could be a possibility. I think we'll find out after the next round of European games whether that's going to be a top 5 or a top 4. But well, look, Spurs are in a great position, but they also have some really tough games coming up. So if they lose those 3 games against the top 4 and Man United kind of get a few wins, then yeah, they could make. I don't think. But the thing is, I'm so torn because I don't want Aston Villa to make it because the whole Unai Emery thing.
Let's say it's a top 4,
whatever it is. And if Spurs get top 4, it's just like annoying because in the Champions League football, and I just want Spurs to crash, burn, and die in every possible way, respectfully, of course. And Man United, they're just annoying, and you want them just to like really, really suffer deep and pain. And play young boys and Sturm Graz and all these weird teams in the Europa or Conference League. That's what you want them to do. You want them to suffer with all their shit overpaid players. And if they get top 4, then suddenly those overpaid players are a little bit more justified or a little bit more fueled for a Champions League experience next season. So yeah, it's really, really tough. It's a shame Luton can't have it, isn't it? Or just
the Schadenfreude of Man United just hits a bit different because it's been years. It's been years of suffering with their arrogance and, you know, going to school the next day, having watched Arsenal being beaten by Man United. Like, watching them fail is just, there's just something quite special about it.
It's different.
Something quite like vintage. It's just a different flavour.
Yeah. Because I just don't even, I feel like the best thing for Arsenal fans is to pretend like Spurs just don't exist. So like, even if they make it, it's like, well, who cares? But I don't live in London, so I don't have that, like, I don't have any Spurs friends, you know, so it's, you know, whatever. But it's just, if I had to choose one to miss out on it, it has to be Man United for me. I'm sorry. I want them in the dirt. Like, I cannot stand them. Every fight, like, Liverpool let Antony score with his right foot. Are you freaking kidding?
I don't know. I think I want United to get top 4. Kind of weird. It's weird. I kind of do, only because it's like it's just enough that gives them hope. It's like
Ten Hag in a job.
Ten Hag did it again. 3 more years. I'm like, yeah. Let's keep going.
You're right. You're right.
Taking up right now, at least with like Spurs, like we know nothing's happening to that's next. So like for them to miss out and then good. I prefer that.
Yeah.
And United, just let them, because remember what they did when they beat us in preseason? Oh, we don't play friendly. Let it keep going.
Yeah.
Continue.
That's so true. Actually, I've got a very good friend of mine who's a Man United fan, and after that friendly, he was asking me a genuine question like, "Where do you think you'll finish this year?" But you know, with a tone of like, "Oh, so where do you think you'll finish this year?" Because they beat us in a friendly.
Oh
like, hold fire, buddy. Hold fire. And now every week I'm like, "Oh, so where do you think you guys will finish this year?"
And Ten Hag is still talking about the game where we beat them. He's still talking about it with his bald head. I cannot believe it. I was like, still? He's still talking about the offside. It was offside. Why would you accept it? He's so obsessed with us. Why is he so obsessed with us?
It's really weird. And the penalty decision as well. That was like, no one thought that was a penalty in real time. Not even, like, everyone knows that's not a penalty. Like, no one thought it was a penalty. I think just go speak to someone, Ten Hag, about that Arsenal game. Speak to a therapist, and hopefully you can slowly forget about it, because I think he's mentioned it twice now after 2 different games. I can't remember what the other game was, but he mentioned it fairly recently again. Sorry, Graham.
The chaos of this cat is so funny.
So,
is that Graham?
I hope it's that's Graham. Yeah, I hope his bottom wasn't in the camera there. But yeah, Ten Hag, get over it, mate. It's been months. Move on.
It was last year.
Seriously. It was last year, god damn it. It was like 25 games ago, whenever it was. Get over it.
He's ill, man. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's been nice during the international break to just kind of like enjoy the moment that we're in and watch rivals do whatever they're gonna do and be shitty as they always are. But we've had some things happen, like Tomiyasu signed a new deal, and so is Ben White. I just, was on Twitter just like a couple minutes ago, and the Ben White thing is just insane to me, because I'm just like, why are we still talking about this? Like, I'm sorry, but like, Southgate has handled this so badly. And like, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to like shift blame onto Ben White so that they don't have to answer any questions about why they're not calling him up. But like, they've set it up in a way where I feel like Ben White's going to get unnecessary hate for some reason. For the English folks in the club, do you guys care about any of this? Like, do you care if Ben White wants to be patriotic or not? Like, does it matter to you? Because as somebody has no skin in the game, I don't really care. Like, I'd rather him not be there. But I have heard some like English Arsenal fans be like, he should want to play. Do you care?
Yes.
Oh, Femi, I didn't know you were English, right?
Femi,
I didn't know. Welcome.
Sure?
Yes.
What? Ask me who I was room for in Euros. What?
Laura, do you care?
That's an English accent if I've ever heard one.
I think I'd give you a different answer if, one, Arsenal weren't in a title race, and two, it was not someone who played for Arsenal. I can't really see past the fact that I absolutely don't care. I don't care. Ben, stay at home. Go and lie on a tanning bed. Go and walk your dogs. Go and play golf. Go get your eyebrows plucked, or maybe lay off that because they're going to disappear too soon. I don't think. I genuinely don't. I think that we sort of like whipped it up into this scenario where every time he goes and plays away, he gets booed. I genuinely don't think English fans care that much. I think that is massively overstating how much.
Yeah.
For a section, now that'd be different if we were playing Millwall, right? And certainly if we go away to Burnley, certain fans will have a distaste for him because they believe that he should be, playing for England is the ultimate honour. But there's a article in the Telegraph today that goes into a bit more detail about what happened, and I just read it and I'm like, yeah, fair enough. If you felt disrespected, you asked to come home, and then you have made yourself not available even. That's kind of it. Really should have stayed, contained within that. It's just it's messy, but ultimately, I don't really care. I genuinely don't care. But I think if this was, let's say, Harry Kane, and he'd had this, would I give you a different answer? Probably. But it's hard to see past the fact that Ben White is essential for Arsenal, and he gets to stay at home and have a nice little nap.
Yeah. Harry?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably similar to Laura. I think Southgate, in short, probably feels rejected or embarrassed that Ben White has kind of said no, thank you. So Southgate has decided to out him. And I think Southgate is really good at press conferences, and I think he speaks really, really well. But on this instance, I just think he's overshared, and he should know that would naturally mean a backlash towards Ben White. Excuse me. Ben White is fortunate enough that his reputation as an international player isn't particularly high, and he's probably not respected as much by other fans. So really, I think it will go under the radar a little bit because it's Ben White, which is the wonderful thing about Ben White. No one really appreciates how good it is. But when we come to football and England, Southgate has his favourites. He's shown that with Maguire and Walker and a few others. And the fact is, I found it astounding previously that you wouldn't want to capitalise on a really good relationship between Ben White and Bukayo Saka, especially when you're unsure on Trent in terms of how you use him internationally, even though he shouldn't be unsure, but he is, especially when Reece James is always injured, especially when Kyle Walker is coming to his mid-30s or his early 30s, especially when Trippier has had a really stinky season. So I'm surprised he hasn't called up Ben White and given him a guarantee that he will start. And I imagine that that's the problem for Ben White. Why would you want to leave your comfort blanket of Arsenal, a club that you really enjoy playing for, that you love, to go and travel with England and then sit on the bench? Like, I get it. If you are a footballer and you're extremely patriotic, then, live and die for your country and all the rest of it. But let's be honest, that's just not true. That's just not how it happens, which is why England was shit in so many major tournaments. So it's not about live and die. I think Harry Redknapp said ask Ben White to speak to Bobby Moore or something along those lines. Like, what would Bobby Moore say about that? And I was like, well, what does that even fucking mean? Like, what's that got to do with anything? Ben White got called up, had an argument with the coach, and now he's in a title challenge, and he wants to look after his body and not put himself through it, trying to prove himself to get 10 minutes of international football, and then probably not get called up again when James is back, when Trent is fit, when Walker is fit. So really, I don't understand it. I think it's just people wanting to moan at someone because they can. So I'm all for it, and I'm all for people protecting their own mental well-being and saying, do you know what? I don't want to be there. I want to recover. I want to look after my body. I want to win something for my club, a club that I play for every single week, and a club that appreciates me. And I've got no problem with that at all. No problem with that. And it helps that England are blessed with many right backs. So in that respect, we shouldn't necessarily miss Ben White, even though I think he could contribute.
Yeah, for sure. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I feel like, the thing that came out in the Telegraph, like, intimated that, like, whatever his name, Holland or whatever, felt like he didn't care about football enough. And I feel like ever since Ben White said he doesn't care about football, doesn't watch football or whatever, people have used that as a reason, like, not to like him, and have misconstrued it and pulled it out of context. He genuinely plays all the time. And guys, he's not the only player that doesn't watch football on his off days. So that's what he meant. But somebody like Holland, that probably, they probably fostered an environment where everybody's like chummy. You watch like Cody and freaking the other guy, Mings, these guys that know they're never going to play. smiling and I'm just happy to be here. And even if I don't clean the boots, I'll love being
It's an
here.
honor. Yeah, it's an honor to be
Yeah.
part of England. Yeah.
Exactly. So you have Ben White that's kind of, a little bit more like reserved and is probably not going to do the ass kissing part of the game or whatever. And also that they already have a preconceived notion that he doesn't like football and all this kind of stuff. Ben White, all he probably had to do was just do one little thing and the guy just ripped him in front of everybody. And quite frankly, if I'm in a work environment and my manager or whatever rips me in front of everybody else at work, I'm never coming back. I'm gone. So it's just nonsense. But their loss is our gain because Ben White is one of our most important players. And I was having this conversation like on my last live about Ben White and how well-rounded he is. And I was actually surprised that a lot of people still felt like if Tommy had been fit all this time, that Ben White would have like lost his spot or whatever. Femi, I'm looking at your face. That was my face too. I was actually surprised by it. What are your thoughts on the whole Tommy thing too? Like Tommy has signed a new deal. His is not the same as Ben's. Ben's is until 2028. Tommy's is only until 2026. And I feel like that speaks to like the difference between the two players, and how they're viewed in the squad and stuff like that. But are you working?
No, I was literally. Oh my god, I can't Google ages now. Oh my god,
I was teeing it up for you to talk, and I'm like, are you at your email?
No, I'm literally like,
Femi, share your screen. We need to know what you're doing. Share your screen right now.
it's
Come on,
crazy.
share it.
Oh my god, no. So like I'm looking at the age. This is even crazy. Like Tommy Sue's even younger, so that's even makes your point even more. I don't know. I'm like I've seen how the TL has kind of been around the Tomiyasu being extended, and I feel like everything is always black and white. Like, oh, he's always injured, so why are we extending? Or Ben White, like even I remember when we bought him and like Saliba was coming back, it was like, oh, why are we spending 50 mil? And it's the same story of like our fan base just doesn't understand squad building as well as characters, like character traits. I think Tomiyasu I've watched a lot of random videos of him being like even just like on the side, like during international break, he's randomly like a coach for like the under 17s for Japan for no reason. Like he's getting his like there's certain traits that Arsenal has been kind of just keeping like, hey, we want this guy, not just because of your talent, but because of what you're doing for the club inside. And when I said that I cared about Ben White not playing real, like I care, but like more so in the indictment of Southgate. Like I feel like that tells me a lot about who he is like as a manager and how he is in terms of just building just kind of like characters. And to not want someone like Ben White on your team is kind of crazy. And us even like the extension video, I don't know if that's going to be a topic, but even as much as the reaction of an extension video of our team being genuine of like, hey, this guy means the world to us. And in this system of like the England team not really giving a damn and all these words about him being overrated, for his teammates to kind of just sit there and be as like very genuine, like, hey, this is what this guy means to us with these words and the sentiment that like, honestly speaking, I love Tommy being re-signed. I love Ben White being here. I just love the core that we're building right now. And even as much as us making sure that like, okay, we're signing Tomiyasu for till 2026 versus like 2028. That lets me know it's like, okay, no, the injuries are still a concern. It's still something that's like, hey, we need to see how you progress with these injuries. We appreciate you. We want you to stay long term, but at the same time, availability is very important, which is why the difference in contracts and length and stuff like that. So I think we're doing phenomenal business. I feel like every player that we want to keep here, we're keeping, and we're keeping them on our terms. And we still have one of the lowest wages bill in the top 6. So I don't know. I feel like we're running out of things to cry about. So it's like it's another thing. It's like, oh yeah, Tommy,
we'll find it.
We will find something. So that's my take.
Definitely got to find something. And like, I agree that like Tommy, like the injuries are definitely a concern, but he's a squad player. And I don't feel like that's really changed. I feel like there was just a period of time where Ben wasn't on form and Tommy played for a couple of those games and people got a little too excited. Ben is going to be the starting guy and Tommy's going to do his role. But that also like brings a little bit of like a light on Zinni, who has been linked to Bayern, in recent weeks and stuff like that. And I'm like, I wanted to ask you guys, like, if, like, let's say Bayern came in with like I don't know, 37 to 40 something million pound bid for Zinni, y'all pack his bags, or
I don't know.
I mean, because he's still so important to like some of the things that we do. Is it just recency bias that, like, because I still feel like Zinni has a role to play, but equally, like, a good bid, sometimes it's better to sell before it's obvious. Laura, what do you think?
Yeah, what you just said there, I still feel like he has a place, but if it was like maybe 40 to 45, which I don't think we'd get, but if someone came in for that amount, I think you'd have to sell. I think you'd have to go. Yeah, that's otherwise. I mean, when's his contract up?
He has like 2 years left at the end of this.
2026.
It's got 2 years left, and obviously our kind of like policy we're trying to do is that we don't let players go into their last year of their contract. So we've got time. I don't know. I think it would need to be 40 to 45 for us to let him go, and then we can think about what we do with that money. Anything less than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, isn't it? Because there is some recency bias definitely in place here, because otherwise we wouldn't be speaking about Zinchenko, because prior to Kivior's injury, he was pretty pivotal. Sorry, Kivior's form is pretty pivotal to what we were doing. There are some players who do kind of club hop between elite clubs, and I think Zinchenko might be one of those players, without ever being disrespected or not loved enough by his current club. I think he might be someone that does do that, because I think he's a really good footballer. As I said before, I love Zinchenko, so I would be keen to keep him and keen to get him back in the team and find his form. So yeah, I personally wouldn't sell, but I understand why it's a conversation. The same reason why people thought Tomiyasu starting over Ben White was a conversation, because there's some players in form and some players out of form. But I do think Zinchenko is an elite player with an elite mentality and someone who I'd be really keen to keep. But if the rumours of someone like Kimmich coming through are true, and then obviously we've seen Ben White comfortable playing inverted, so we're maybe less reliant on Zinchenko. I think we definitely struggled when Zinchenko wasn't available, and then we were missing Xhaka as well when it really, really hit our left-hand side. But we seem to have got past that now. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But like Zinchenko a lot, and I hope he can come back in the team and step it up. And I think it will just take one 15-20 minute cameo, whether it's like Man City away or Spurs away, and everyone will go, oh yeah, this is why he's class. Obviously, his cameo against Porto was pretty stinky. So yeah, hopefully we can
diabolical. Let's see.
It was really bad. Yeah. I was, when he come on, I was like, right, come on, Zinni, come and control the game. And his legs were just doing all this, and his passes were over there.
Gave
and I was like,
that needless corner. I was like, if they score right now, bro, I am flying to London and slapping you across the face. Seriously, like he's frustrating, but I feel like it's hard to get rid of people that have like an elite skill set. And I do feel like he has an elite skill set. Just like Tommy has an elite skill set. It's hard to justify wanting to move them on, in my opinion, because it's like you're gonna need them for something. And I think it's like a lot of recency bias on Zinni. I have a lot of time for Zinni. But like you said, like things are gonna shift in the summer and we'll see. And my gut is telling me that Jesus would be more likely to stick around for a bit part role than Zinni. I don't really get the same feeling. Like maybe it's just because I saw Jesus singing the North London Forever song and I was like, he gets it, he loves us. But I just have this weird feeling Jesus will be around longer than Zinni. Like
if you think if there's a competition of who loves Arsenal more, you think Jesus is beating Zinni?
Yeah.
Zinni adored, like it's actually kind of sick how much he loves Arsenal. Like I remember that whole year he was like, yeah, like I changed my entire workout station to just say Arsenal. What? You just got here. Relax. What? Nah. Zinni loves Arsenal, man.
Zinni, I'm not sure. I'd have to, yeah. I feel like he could go to Bayern and change his gym.
That's what I was gonna say. I think he is. He's one of those people who like love bombs. You know, love bombing. Yeah. Like when you first start seeing someone and they love bomb you. That's what he's done.
I agree.
Like he'll just go to Bayern and learn German and be walking around in in their little leather shorts.
I can
Do
see
you know
that.
what? I can imagine him at Bayern Munich as well for some reason. That really
Exactly.
fits in my head. It
I
really,
can
really fits.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll
right.
see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Speaking of, let's. I was gonna go to the striker conversation, but we actually can talk about Kimmich since you mentioned him, Harry. He's been linked, and I'm gonna keep it 100. Bring him. Sorry, I think he's quality. And also I just feel like we need a little bit of experience and know-how in the winning section. He has been a key part of Bayern winning major trophies, and so for me, it's like I feel like we lack a little bit of that. And so at like 50 million, replace Partey with him. And I checked his injury record. It's looking good. I was like, yes, that's what I want to see. Very little nonsense on there. No ACLs, no bullshit. So I was liking it. Thoughts on Kimmich? Is that a player you guys can see at Arsenal? One at Arsenal.
He's 29, isn't he? So
Yeah.
he's
on the older
side. 50 million? I think that's a lot.
50 is cheap in today's market.
How many years on his contract remaining?
Yeah.
What's he got? What we saying?
I'll look it up. Keep talking.
Okay. Well, that's a great answer. So yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. I'm thinking about Partey potentially moving on. I'm thinking about some sort of not contingency plan for Jorginho because we have to plan for that. And then just giving us some flexibility in the fullback positions. I'm right in saying he was a fullback, then he got moved into midfield, and now he's went back to fullback, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, he can play kind of in that sort of rotational role.
Yeah, so I think it'd be a good squad player signing, someone to come in with a bit of experience, which I think we kind of need.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he wouldn't start, would he? Because if you have, unless who you dropping?
Kimmich could definitely start at Arsenal.
No.
Where though?
Over who?
Midfield.
Where?
What, so Odegaard, Declan Rice, and Kimmich.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I feel like Declan Rice is gonna become that lone six though, right? Unless you're talking about us changing the style.
But Kimmich is not a six. He's like a Bruno Guimaraes, Douglas Luiz guy.
Oh, okay. I thought he was different. I need to watch more of Kimmich. I thought he was more of a holder, dictator.
But that's because, think about Bayern were desperate for Declan Rice and Paulinho, and I feel like that's because they know they need a six to play next to Kimmich to get the most out of him, and it's like they haven't been able to get it. So he's like, remember when McAllister was playing the six role for Liverpool? Didn't work. You have to have somebody that really gets it to play that role. So I think he'd be a good option. I would take him. I like the experience and stuff like that. I don't think everybody you buy needs to be 22, but I can understand the apprehension because we're so used to buying young players, but at least we're in the conference. There was a time where if we were ever linked to somebody from a top team, it'd be laughable. There's no way that they would come to you, So
on Bayern Munich quickly, what about Leroy Sané? Because his contract is expiring. What are we saying about that? 2025, I think his contract expires. Would you take Leroy Sané, Jess?
I would take Sané.
Yeah, I would.
I would take Sané. He's played in the league
Femi?
before.
On which player?
Leroy Sané. Would you take him?
Oh my god! All right, I just take him. I took him yesterday. What? I love him.
Laura, you would.
Yeah. What? There's no reason that you'd say no.
I can't think of a reason.
No, I agree. I'm just wondering because obviously he's a player that would have to start. So then, what do you do about Martinelli? What do you do about Saka? He's a player that would have to play.
But we need a little bit of competition in those wider areas. I think
100%. I agree with that.
And
Trossard is not getting the right level of competition.
Credible competition, not Trossard, basically.
Yeah.
So we're saying Sané as a left winger, obviously, to start in your front three would be the.
I'll be so serious. This might be unpopular, but I think we could do with a starting left wing. I love Martinelli, but
you've been doing really well with the podcast thing. I don't want you to start getting canceled now. Don't
listen. Can't cancel me. Can't cancel me. You cannot cancel me. I will say what I need to say. 10 toes down. I like Martinelli. I've always liked Martinelli, but there are certain players in our team, certain positions. I just feel like there could be an upgrade. Period. I feel like
I think Arteta agrees with you. I think Arteta knows
do
that, which is why Mudryk was going to happen. But I love Martinelli as well. Absolutely adore him. But I do think that's somewhere where Arteta thinks we can improve. Just to quickly go back to Leroy Sané as well, obviously slightly off topic, but he's incredibly handsome as well. Lovely skin.
Do you know what? That is the
I was
that is
thinking
one of
that
the first
too.
things I thought.
Handsome FC has got to stay together.
Yeah,
He
like
fits the bill. That's some
he's
bone structure. That is some bone structure.
he's up there.
That
He's up there
lasts a
with
lifetime,
Virgil van
yeah.
Dijk. He's up there with VVD and a few others. He's right up
He's
there.
got that lovely kind of high cheekbone.
Yeah.
There's certain players that you feel like it would bring the score down a little bit. He's keeping the score just
and that's why I feel like I could probably let go of Zinchenko. He just
Oh, okay. Fair.
do you know what I mean?
There's nothing to do with the football now, is it? It's just purely
Nah,
based
Well,
on,
might as well
based on looks.
just bring Bellerin back. Let's just throw him at left back now. While we at it.
Bring back Giroud.
Well,
Sidebar, Giroud is probably going to play for LAFC, which is my MLS team, which is conflicting for my psyche. But it's literally, it's just MLS, so I know he'll bang. But I still am like, you were so shit for us for a while, bro. But I didn't rate him like other people did. Some people rated him.
I love Giroud. I'd take Giroud back now
I know
just for
you
fun.
did.
I would. I'll just take him back, bring him off the bench here and there. I'll take him back. Always here for Giroud. Had a love-hate thing for him, but as he's got older, he's just got better. And also he's up there for handsome FC. He's right at the top of the tree.
I feel like Arteta picks handsome guys on purpose. I feel like maybe because they get favor. I don't know, because Rob Edwards said that they're really good and they're really handsome, aren't they? And I was like, see, real recognizes real.
Laura's face when you said Rob Edwards there, she went,
Wait,
Laura,
don't y'all suck right now? Aren't y'all like not good at the moment?
who?
LAFC.
Oh. I thought you were talking about my Rob there for a moment.
We didn't play 2 games. Okay, we will rebound. But yeah, back on topic. I do think that like what was interesting is that, you know, I know Bayern Munich are not in a good place right now, but they have some players that I would definitely take. I would. It's gonna be interesting coming up against them in the Champions League. I just saw that Neuer has an injury and's left German camp, and that Sasha Bowie guy that they bought also is injured. So, you know, it's looking all right, you know, but I do think that like we have to be realistic too, that like as even if Bayern are wounded, they're good in Europe, you know, so it's still going to be a difficult tie. Strikers, how are you guys feeling about the striker conversation? It's consistent, and I just cannot get this thing out of the back of my head that Arteta's going to throw a curveball and be like, I like Kai up front. Like, I feel like I just don't, because I don't see Kai get on the bench. I do not see Kai on the bench. I cannot see it. I think Arteta loves him for real. So, like,
Arteta loves Havertz.
I can see that. I can totally see that.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like he might just like be like, you know what, let's get a wide player instead and just leave Havertz up front. Would you die if we didn't get a striker? Because I feel like some of the fan base are like, if we don't get a striker, they might jump off a cliff. Genuinely.
I die if we didn't buy an attacker. I think it's just an attacker. Like, if we don't buy a striker, that tells me, okay, you're putting in $100 million bid for a winger. Okay, I take it, or a midfielder.
We're not getting Rafael Leao. Stop the nonsense.
We don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know that. And
you are in dreamland.
I have this one friend of mine, and I recently converted her to be an Arsenal fan. Lovely stuff. She asked me, she's like, do you have a thing for tall players? And I think, yes, I do. I like physical specimens who can play football. I love it. So yes, bring that 6'3" freak of nature here. I will always be on that train. If you bring a striker, let him be over 6'1". Oh, what? That's
I actually think Leao, Havertz, and Saka is a good.
Did you hear how that sounded? What?
I mean,
Leo Havertz,
taking your coaching license away.
Oh my god! Yeah, no, I'd love it.
Leal's lazy, by the way.
Femi's got curly toes right now.
That is a misconception. No, he's not
Put the pen
lazy.
down. I feel like I'm
He's
being
not
attacked.
lazy. He's not lazy.
He is lazy. But I do think like I could see that happening. But equally, we've been linked to Gyökeres from Sporting. We've been linked to Osimhen. Tony is that link has fully fall off a cliff, and I'm so happy about it. It's just the best. Laura, I love that picture. Look at Laura's picture. That's so cute. I love that. She said her dog is going mental. But any thoughts on Gyökeres or Osimhen or the vibes there? I've watched a little bit of Gyökeres. I think he looks really good, but people not really feeling him because he's coming from the Portuguese league. Any thoughts? Because it's like nobody really doesn't have any risk attached to him. Like every single striker that we're linked to has a genuine risk factor to them. So it's kind of like you just have to kind of pick the best case scenario. Harry, what's your thought on that? And no, not Mikel Antonio. We're not going to go get him. I'll never get when you told us that. You're like, we should just get Antonio.
Hey, listen, I told you, desperate times. There was a time when Antonio was banging goals in, man. Don't forget that. He was doing well. I don't know. Like I said, in January, I was having a full-on meltdown. Just sign Tony, sign someone. And 9 games later, look at us, like 30-odd goals. And now I'm like, Tony, ill. No way. So yeah, I'm trying to think about like what Arteta wants and what Arteta needs. And I know the media are linking us to a striker. I do feel like left 8 is somewhere where he may be prioritised as well as left wing, especially if Havertz keeps going. And I think I can see it. I can really see us just rolling with Havertz. And then I do wonder as well, like if we were to bring in this big striker, I'm not saying like Haaland, but as we know, Man City's dynamic has changed with Haaland in the team, and it's still just as effective. But other players have suffered slightly because of that. And I do wonder if that's in Arteta's mind. You know, you have Saka flowing and you get a left winger that's flowing, or you get a Martinelli back up to where he was with Havertz playing well. Then if it's not broke, don't fix it. So I've got a sense that our priority might be left 8 and he might let Havertz develop as a centre forward, because I think Arteta thought Havertz would do better as a left 8 and it hasn't really happened.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the ticket is. So whether that's Douglas Luiz or whoever it is, you know, getting some central midfield options or finding a more traditional left-sided Erdegaard type player. But I think that's the ticket. I'm a little bit hesitant. I definitely think we need to strike off the bench, but I don't want to just forget about Jesus in the same way I don't want to just forget about Zinchenko. These players have a lot to offer. We just need to get the best out of them. I still think Jesus can score goals for us. I just think he needs to find fitness and consistency, but I think it's there. At the minute, Havertz is leading the line really, really well. So, yeah, I'm a little bit hesitant, to be honest with you. A little bit hesitant. 3 months ago or whenever it was, yeah.
Tony
all the way. Yeah, now I'm just like, bro, you're a loser. Stop
and you're clearly destined to go to Chelsea because you're a dick.
I know.
You can tell.
You can tell. Or United, because they're being linked to him and they want like an older striker. And I'm like, that would be so funny because he's so dead. Like, please. Like,
no, I don't think Tony's dead. I think he's a good player. I think he is. I think he's like a very, very cut price version of Harry Kane in terms of his attributes. Like I think he can play deep.
Why do people he's nothing like Harry Kane?
No, but it's similar though, because the way he drops in, the way he kind of sees the game, and he's got those instincts, and he can't, plays with the shoulder.
Dollar Tree Kane, essentially. Dollar Tree is our dollar store.
Okay. Poundland. Yes, we call it Poundland. To be honest, I fucking love Poundland. I'm in there like every other day. Absolutely love the place. So that's a compliment, to be honest with you. Absolutely love Poundland. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I love dollars.
They also sell items for like £3 or £5 if you're feeling, bougie.
Splash out.
Really.
We have Five Below too, which is like $5 and below. Pretty good.
Okay, nice. Yeah, we have something called like Pound Stretcher and B&M. We have a lot of those stores. I love those places, man. Just great.
Same.
Buy like massive pack of Haribos for like £2. Yes, get in there.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry.
But I was meaning it as like not a compliment. So let's go with that. What, Femi?
Oh no, it has nothing to do with anything. I randomly saw a TikTok of a guy buying steak for $1 at the dollar store, and I was like, what is the science behind that?
No.
Sorry, you stop being mean to Ivan Toney. Stop. This is not
It's just
good.
funny. Like it's just funny.
I think he's pretty good. I think whoever gets
If he had
him.
scored that goal, I would have fell off the earth.
Oh
When
yeah.
he hit that left foot, I would have fell off the earth. The way my body was like, my soul just left. I was like, oh, he's gonna score and they're gonna come for me. Like I was like,
Oh,
'cause I'm very vocal about my distaste for Tony, but it just I feel like Arsenal is so they're so flexible when it comes to recruitment that, you know, if they bring in a striker, they'll make it work. If they bring in a winger, they'll make it work. But I just cannot shake this feeling that Havertz is going to be our number 9, and we'll get a wide player, and I don't know who that wide player will be. It's definitely not Leao. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Like Femi, it's not. So yeah, I feel like that's basically what it is. So we'll see, guys. I want to do the predict the last 10 games, but I know Laura and Harry have to go. So Harry, you told me win everything except for Man City and Spurs, correct?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what I want, and that's what I think we'll need to do to win the league. But I can probably see a loss in there, to be honest with you. But I'm going with 8 wins, 2 draws. That's
8 wins
what.
and 2 draws.
Yeah, I know it's bold, but yeah. So Spurs draw, Man City draw, and the rest. Is it going to happen? I don't think it is. I think we might struggle at Wolves away. I think we might struggle at Brighton away. I think they're going to be really, really tough games. I think Brighton are going to want some revenge. I think Wolves are a tough team to play. But I'm probably being a little bit too cautious there. If I'm feeling confident, then I'm going to say 8 wins and 2 draws. If we do that, surely it's ours. Oh, surely it's ours.
Laura, can you send me yours too?
I can tell you right now, I'm similar, but I'd say 7 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. I can't see us winning at the Etihad. And I think we'll have 1 draw that might be Spurs or Man United, so like maybe to be expected, and then 1 absolutely gutting draw at maybe Wolves or Brighton to basically put a bit of a coffin in. But yeah, I know.
Oh, depressing.
In my heart of hearts, I can't quite see it just because who we've got to face. I can't quite see it.
It's tough. Like it is tough. So I will write those down. Harry 8 wins, 2 draws, 1 being Spurs and Man City. Laura 7 wins, 2 draws and a loss.
2 draws, 1 loss.
2 draws, 1 loss. Okay, got it. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and then Femi and I will do the predictions and we'll pull it up on the screen and stuff like that. But yeah, Harry has football and Laura has life. So
I have gymnastics.
What?
Football is life. You have gymnastics, Laura.
Yeah.
And I've got gymnastics. You've got football, right? Isn't that what's going on? I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You can really do like a flip and stuff.
We're learning.
Oh, so is this like your first time? Like it's
no. I did gymnastics as a kid, but like at the start of this year, I was like, do you know what? It's time for me to go back and relearn everything I used to be able to do as a kid. So that's Wednesday nights.
That is so crazy because like I did gymnastics for 5 minutes and they said get on the balance beam and I said call my mom, I'm out.
Like I'm out.
I saw how thin it was. I was like, you expect me to get on here? No, absolutely not. You know, so I commend you for doing it. Gymnastics is a serious sport. So yeah, for sure. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time, guys. Hopefully next week we'll be able to reconvene. Yeah. Bye y'all.
Bye.
Guys.
Bye, baby.
Bye, baby. All right. So we're going to look at the schedule and we'll predict ours. Cool. I know you're going to say all wins, and I need you to be all the way freaking for real.
I just feel like if I say all wins, then you should just take it for face value. But I won't. Trust me, I won't.
You said we were going to slap Porto only for us to almost die. Okay.
We won, didn't we?
We didn't slap them. Like you said, yo, we're going to slap them. I was like,
I look, honestly speaking, remembering that game, we should have. Honestly speaking, we should have.
We couldn't create a chance.
I know, which was annoying me, especially on some of the chances we were fluffing. I was like, all right, guys, at this point, if we don't go through, the only way you reprimand is like you have to go undefeated like for the remainder of the year. Like I couldn't take not advancing. I couldn't do it.
We were that close, but thank God for Raya, man, and the guys that took the penalties. So here's our schedule for like now into the end of the season. We don't know when Chelsea is going to be. So let's just set that one to the side for a sec. But how do you think Man City away is going to go? Thoughts?
1-0 win. It's been the drawing on the cards. I'm telling you, I'm very confident about that game. We get 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. This is the only thing that they've been like. I feel like, especially coming from last season, knowing what's at stake, knowing like it's literally in our hands again. I just worst case I just don't see us losing that game. I just don't see it. Like I don't know if people have noticed, we've been the best team in Prem for like in terms of being on form. We're been the best team. Like, so I don't know. Maybe I'm being too optimistic, but I see it when I win. Truly.
Okay.
Like that's
So
not even me being overly.
You're gonna go 1-0 win.
I do think we're gonna lose somewhere here. It's just I don't think it's gonna be the City.
I mean, we do really well against the big teams, and so I'm not like thinking that there's a thrashing or anything like that, especially if we have some like our spine is healthy. I feel like last season the only reason it was like a mental thing, and then obviously like there's certain players that hit and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But I'm gonna actually go with a draw. I feel like they're definitely gonna score. They're at home, and I think we'll score, and it'll be like a 1-1 draw. That's kind of it's like Man City is not like where I fear dropping serious points, you know. Arsenal Luton has to be like a win,
Not even thinking about it.
even if they're scrapping to stay up.
Who cares? 2-0.
Who cares?
It's not gonna be on our watch.
Oh my God.
Better find some points somewhere else. This was.
You're so silly.
Yeah, pray for some.
The one thing I will say is that I feel like this is a good game, a good opportunity to get some minutes in the legs of some of our guys that have not played a lot recently. The Partes, the Jesuses and stuff. I'd love to see them at home come in against Luton and maybe even start. Brighton away.
Brighton away. They haven't been that good this season, honestly. Like I heard what Harry was saying, but like they've faced their fair share of injuries as well. They haven't responded well to them, and I don't know. I see a win. Like I don't see that being the game. No.
Same.
I also think random prediction. I think we see some Timber minutes in that Brighton game. That's my prediction. I do think we'll get, even if it's like a 5-minute cameo, I think Brighton's where we'll see it. It's like what, the 6th, it's the 20th. We saw Timber back in training like what, 2 weeks ago. I don't see him playing against City at all.
No.
Luton may be too soon. I see Brighton, like that's like especially since with that Bayern, the Munich game coming up. Yeah, I can see it.
But he's not gonna like. You don't think like there's no way you think he's gonna play against
Bayern.
No.
No. I think it's gonna be kind of like a let's see. It's like that's also like it also depends on like if we do that thing where it's like we make a game a lot harder than we have to, then he's not playing. Like especially with like how I've been watching how some of these injuries like post ACL and how people are getting re-injured. I don't think he's going to get any significant minutes. So like if it happens like mid-May, and even then it is still, we probably just going to just do what we did with Saliba, just put him in the locker and just wait till next season. Because I heard reports that Saliba was ready last season towards the end, and we were like, no, it doesn't matter. So
yeah, it's giving last day of the season vibes in the sun at home in the Emirates. Like that's kind of the vibe that it's giving me, but you know, I could be wrong. So yeah, Brighton away, I do think that it'll be put out there as like a difficult game for us, but I do think Like that's a game that I'm very confident. I think Brighton are pretty poor right now and they're safe. Like nothing is going to happen to them. So I think we'll be fine there. And then this is where it gets a little bit trickier because like obviously I think we're better than Wolves. I think we're better than Villa, but both of those teams, like especially Villa, are scrapping for top 4 and Unai Emery will be desperate to beat us.
Villa's just good. Like I can't even like. I feel like that was like my one bogey game of like that might be the draw. Like they're so weird because it's like they don't really defend, but the way they attack, it's exactly what Unai Emery was saying. Like, oh, I prefer a 4. I prefer 5-4. Like they embody that. They love that, and it could be very tricky, especially if they score early. Or even if we score early, like they're so attack heavy and they have so many options. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the weird game. That's
So
definitely
is that a draw?
I'll say draw. I need to draw somewhere so you'd accept my answers.
Now see why you gotta act up. Why
Sorry,
you
I'm just saying.
I'm actually gonna go with a win. I think it's gonna be kind of like Newcastle again, where it's
No,
Newcastle.
I'm gonna get people to. Oh my god, I'm gonna get people to. I'm gonna give someone like $15. Like if someone can find the random number that I put up within this, so I can force them to watch this entire thing. So yeah, just randomly put that there. So that's great. Now I got that, and the balloons too. So perfect. They'll know. And the first person that sends it to me, I will send them $15 that I've won from a sweepstake. So perfect. I had to try to throw it.
So I put a win for the Villa game. I think it'll be like kind of like the Newcastle game where it'll be like built up as like a game that we're gonna really struggle in, and I think we'll just beat them. To me, that's the game that like it won't be easy, but I think it'll kind of be like the Newcastle one a little bit. I think we'll dominate. I don't think that they have enough to really keep up with us for real. And they're sliding. Wolves is the one for me. I think something bad is going to happen at Wolves away. They've taken points off of quite a few of the top 6 teams. I think Wolves is the one there because they have the runners and will be just coming out of an away game against Bayern and their whole thing is running. Like I just have this weird feeling that that's going to be the game where, you know, they might do us. So, what is your prediction for Wolves?
Wolves can't touch us. I don't care. Sorry, Wolves can't chat to me, bro. I'm sorry. I remember the game we had against. Get that's a win. Come on, man. And this clip may be clipped in later. In fact, the Wolves, I'll say this, the Wolves TikTok account is one of the best like social media pages in general. Like they're so good that like I can see them finding this clip, clipping it and be like, what happened now? So I hope that doesn't become a clip, but like
Same.
I don't see that. No. No, not Wolves. Spurs
Okay.
though.
Hold on, we're not there yet. Okay, so you're gonna go with a win. I'm gonna go with a draw against
So you
Wolves.
have 2 draws now. Or do you have a loss and a draw? Did you say
I
loss?
have 2 draws.
2 draws. Okay.
And you have 1 draw,
1 draw.
in all wins. Now Tottenham, Arsenal. Thought?
I don't know. I just remember that last game, and that was a lot. Like emotionally, I haven't got over it. That's
the 2-2?
The 2-2, the one that made everyone feel like Jorginho should be sold at like the next convenient moment. Like I don't know. I guess I'll. Is that home or away? Is that home?
No, we're away.
We're away.
Yeah, we're at the toilet bowl.
Draw.
There's no way we lose.
I don't think we lose. It's just like the draw or win. I'll go draw. Like if I say, I'm gonna say win. I'm gonna say win just because I feel like between this and another fixture that we haven't got to yet, I'll save us dropping points for that game. I don't see us dropping both of them. So
yeah, I'm just trying to think of what they do well and what we do well and which one will beat out which. Like I just feel like defensively we're so sound that like the kind of stuff that they were the main issue at home was that when we had the opportunities, when we pinched it off of them, we didn't score. Because in the first half, I felt like we were all over them and we should have been a couple of points up. Hold on real quick. I'm
So
sorry.
you okay?
Yeah, hold on. Is Bella ready?
Guys, I hope you guys see what she does to me.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm just working right now. I'll come pick her up in a second.
Do this.
Okay.
She doesn't
bye.
do this when no one else, just with me. She's taking phone calls. That's crazy.
I
can't eat. But I can't eat on stream.
No, you most certainly cannot. Okay. So but yeah, like they basically like I remember like we picked the ball off of them so many times and just could not like there was the one where Jesus picked it off of Madison and just kicked it over. Like genuinely, we should have been up like 2 or 3-0 in the beginning. And then once Rice came off, we had like the inability to like really compete with them in midfield against like Sar and Basuma because we had like Vieira was in there at one point. Somebody else came in. It was Jorginho. I just don't see that happening. Like we're kind of completely different than we were. Because even like some Spurs accounts are like, that was their game of the season. That was the best they've played all season. And they said that they haven't seen it since then. So either miraculously they become that team again, but we're not that team that drew to them. We're different now.
And
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to actually go with a win. And you're going to go with the win too.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be one of those where they'll feel like they had all these opportunities and they should have put them away and blah, 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 but we won't care because we won the game.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't really matter. We have Bournemouth at home. Thoughts?
Next win. Come on. I do like Slanky though. He's been balling out this season. Like he has been like out of this world. This is just gonna have to be the week that I take him off my FPL. Sorry.
There has to be a game where shit is crazy though. Like we're really like acting like it's going.
Trust me, guys. I just keep going because
because you're gonna say the Man United game.
It's the Man United game. It's 1,000. Like I feel like what we saw against Liverpool wasn't fluke. They're just such a bogus team. Like you can't really put like one day they're just completely and they're really terrible against teams where it's like they're like, okay, you have the ball, you sit in a low block, and then like they can't create anything. But against teams where it's like us who want the ball, keep the ball, they're just waiting for like 2, 3, 4 opportunities to get the ball, and then they just run, and then they have players who they're just like I coined this like back for them like probably in like 2019. It's individual brilliance FC. It's just so annoying. The first goal, Rashford, remember we were dominating, just had the ball, and then one counter, and then he just rockets one, and it's like I think we lose that game. I'm not even joking. Like Ten Hag has that game. Listen to the way he talks. Everything's Arsenal game. We should have won. Every game he talks about it's about us.
That can't be the game, Femi. It just
can't. It's going to be. It's like if we beat United, we win the league. I'm not joking. We beat United, we win the league. It's our hardest game. It's our hardest game.
Because we don't win there. No matter how bad they are, no matter how good we are, it doesn't matter. We do not win there. And Old Trafford.
Their team is built for this, for specifically like our weakness is like our singular weakness is just like we just don't like heavy running in transitions at like any given moment. That's their bread and butter. They love it. They eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They love it so much.
We can stop Liverpool from doing it, who's a more elite counterattacking side, I feel like.
Yes, I agree. But again, it's just like there's just something about about United. It's just I don't know. They stink. I hate them. Like
you're gonna say that's the loss then. Same.
Yeah. No, I loss. I say loss. I'm saying loss. Yeah. So it's like I get it out the way now, so you don't say that I'm being biased. That's the only loss I see.
Okay. And then last game of the season, we're playing Everton at home.
7-0. Leave with a bang
Well,
again.
it honestly though, Femi, it depends, because if for some reason the title goes all the way to the end, Everton is so different than when we played Wolves at the end of the season last
That's
season.
true. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And it also depends on like where, like, didn't Everton, are they in the relegation? Like, where are they?
They just gave deduction to Forest. So let's see. Premier League title. I love the way my keyboard sounds when I type.
They're 4 points clear of the relegation zone now, with Forest dropping in. So like, let's say, because they have Bournemouth next, if Everton can nick some points and they become like safe before the end, we might have a very, like, not easy, but like, you know what I'm saying?
They have
Like,
I see Bournemouth. I see Burnley. I see Forest. I see Luton. They're
those,
picking some points. They're picking some points somewhere.
wait, those are their last games?
I just named some of them.
Dude,
their
that,
last.
first of all, that is insane that they're playing like everybody that they're fighting up against, like, for
No,
relegation.
Bournemouth. They have so if I Liverpool game got postponed, so that's somewhere.
Okay.
They have Bournemouth, Newcastle, then the list goes Burnley, Chelsea, Forest, Brentford, Luton, Sheffield, us. So they are going to grab
Wow.
points from who they're fighting against, and they're going to be so mentally exhausted that it's like, yeah, no. They've done the job. They're safe. Let's get the youngsters in and let's just win this goddamn title. Like, come on.
Well, it's funny because we actually played Everton at home on the last day of the season a couple of seasons ago. And I remember, like, Richarlison didn't even show up because they had just gotten like safe, like the day, like the game before. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping, because we battered them like 5-1 or something like that. It was like super easy and pathetic. And so I'm hoping that that's the situation that we're in, because I just have this weird feeling it's going to go all the way to the end. I genuinely feel like it's not going to be like 4 games before and we're like, we know we're out of it. I genuinely feel like it's going to go to the end, because I do think that like Man City and Liverpool have the potential to drop a point or two.
I think I don't, honestly speaking, I'll be real. I don't think Liverpool's going to last. I think it's going to be between us and City.
Oh, really?
I just don't see it. I think Liverpool, it's one of those, but it's more of a feeling than, like, there's no stats that say it. I just feel like they've used all of their, like, get away from jail cards already. They've used all of them so soon that it's like,
well, they should have.
They
dropped
keep
more
doing
points.
it and they end up winning this.
Yeah, they should have dropped more points by now. Like, one of the things, and like, I'm not saying that Liverpool aren't brilliant. I think they are, but they've been kind of running on this like fire and desire shit for a minute now. And I'm hoping that losing to Man United has damaged them a little bit, psychologically,
Hopefully.
Yeah.
One day we're going to talk about some of those stocks we bought.
So I got everything written down so that we can look at it at the end of the season and see who is closest. But, basically we're pretty much the same, except for I think Wolves is going to suck a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But you guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We're going to try to reconvene next week, pre-Man City, and chit chat about that, because that's going to be a freaking massive game. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys like this video, like this, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. If you guys are watching this on Patreon, obviously you did not see any ads, which is great. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you did. So that's the difference, basically.
Thank you.
So yeah, but you guys can let us know what you also think about the last 10 games. What do you guys think are potential banana skins, like whatever? And I would love to see what you guys think, and get in the comments. Let us know anything based on what we talked about today, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.